Hello, welcome to another live, and today I'm reading the Bible page 74 and 75. And I'm sorry that I didn't do my live yesterday because I ended up getting distracted in everything that I was doing yesterday, so I'm sorry about that. So I decided that I was going to go ahead and make it up since it would probably be best to. Plus, I did want to read the Bible, so I'm gonna go ahead and do that. Is no food and no water, and our soul loaths this worthless bread? So the Lord sent fiery serpents among the people, and they bit the people, and many of the people of Israel died. Therefore, the people came to Moses and said, "We have sinned, for we have spoken against the Lord and said, and against you. Pray to the Lord that he take away the serpents from us." So Moses prayed for the people. Then the Lord spoke to Moses, "Make a fiery serpent and set it on a pole, and it shall be that everyone who is bitten, when he looks at it, shall live." So Moses made a bronze serpent and put it on a pole, and so it was, if a serpent had bitten anyone, when he looked at the bronze serpent, he lived. Now the children of Israel moved on and camped in Oboth, and they journeyed from Oboth and camped Aji Abiram in the wilderness, which is east of Moab, toward the sunrise. From there they moved and camped in the valley of Zered. From there they moved and camped on the other side of the Arnon, which is in the wilderness that extends from the border of the Amorites, for the Arnon is the border of Moab, between Moab and the Amorites. Therefore it is said in the book of the wars of the Lord, Wahab in Suphah, the brooks of Aaron, and the slope of the brooks that reaches to the dwelling of Ar and lies on the border of Moab. From there they went to Beer, which is well where the Lord said to Moses, "Gather the people together, and I will give them water." Then Israel sang the song, "Spring up, O well, all of you sing to it." The well the leaders sank, dug by the nation's nobles, by the lawgiver with their staves. And from the wilderness they went to Matana. From Matana they to Nahalo. I think that's how you pronounce it. From Nahalo to Bamoth, and from Bamoth in the valley that is in the country of Moab, on the top of Pisgah, which looks down on the wasteland. Then Israel sent messengers to Sihon, king of Amorites, saying, "Let me pass through your land. We will not turn aside into the fields or vineyards. We will not drink water from wells. We will go by the king's highway until we have passed through your territory." But Sihon will not allow Israel to pass through his territory. So Sihon gathered all his people together and went down against Israel in the wilderness, and he came to Jahaz and fought against Israel. Then Israel defeated him with the edge of the sword and took possession of his land from the Arnon to the Jabbok, as far as the people of Mammon. from the border of the Ammon was fortified. So Israel took all these cities, and Israel dwelt in all these cities of the Amorites in Heshbon, and all its villages. For Heshbon was the city of Sihon, king of the Amorites, who had fought against the former king of Moab, and had taken all his land from his hand as far as the Arnon. Therefore, those who speak in Proverbs say, "Come to Heshbon, let it build. Let the city of Sihon, be repaired. For fire went out from Heshbon, a flame from the city of Sihon. It consumed Ar of Moab, the lords of the heights of Arnon. Woe to you, Moab! You have perished, O people of Chemosh. He has given his not horses. I'm sorry, I got that a little bit mixed up. His sons as fugitives, and his daughters into captivity to Sihon, king of the Amorites. But we have shot at them. Heshbon has perished as far as Dibon. Then we laid waste as far as Nophah, which reaches to Medeba. Thus Israel dwelt in the land of the Amorites. Then Moses sent to spy out Jazer, and they took its villages and drove out the Amorites who were there. And they turned and went up by the way of Bashan. So Og, king of Bashan, went out against them. He had all his people to battle at Edrei. Then the Lord said to Moses, "Do not fear him, for I have delivered him into your hand with all his people and his land, and you shall do to him as you did to Sihon, king of the Amorites, who dwelt in Heshbon." So they defeated him, his sons, and all his people, until there were no survivor left to him. And they took possession of his land. Then the children of Israel moved and camped in the plains of Moab on the side of Jordan across from Jericho. Now Balak, the son of Zippor, saw all that Israel has done to the Amorites, and Moab was exceedingly afraid of people because they were many, and Moab was sick with dread because of the children of Israel. So Moab said to the elders of Midian, Now this company will lick up everything around us, as an ox licks up the grass of a field." And Balak, the son of Zippor, was king of the Moabites at the time. Then he sent messengers to Balaam, the son of Beor, at Pethor, which is near the river, in the land of the sons of his people, to call him, saying, "Look, a people has come from Egypt. See, they cover the face of the earth and are settling next to me. Therefore, please come at once. Curse this people for me, for they are too mighty for me. Perhaps I shall be able to defeat them and drive them out of the land, for which I know that he whom you bless is blessed, and he whom you curse is cursed." So the elders of Moab and the elders of Midian departed with the diviner's fee in their hand, and they came to Balaam and spoke to him in the words of Balak, and he said to them, "Lodge here tonight, and I will bring back word to you as the Lord speaks to me." So the princess of Moab stayed with Balaam. Then God came to Balaam and said, "Who are these men with you?" So Balaam said to God, "Balak the son of Zippor, king of Moab, has sent me to me, saying, Look, a people has come out of Egypt, and they cover the face of the earth. Come now, curse them for me. Perhaps I shall be able to overpower them and drive them out." And God said to Balaam, "You shall not go with them. You shall not curse the people." Oh, hello, welcome to the live. For they are blessed. Of Balak, "Go back to your land, for the Lord has refused to give me permission to go with you." And the princess of Moab rose and went to Balak and said, "Balaam refuses to come with us." Thank you. Then Balak again sent princes, more numerous and more honorable than they. Oh yeah, if you all hear, um, I think that I might know. One second. I think I might have an idea on who you are. One second. I'm sorry for this. Oh yeah, I do remember you. I remember you. I remember that you would be on my loves. And that, like, I'm pretty sure, like, you did Gotcha of Lego Ninjago. Pretty sure that's right. I'm sorry if I'm wrong about that. I'm gonna start back at line 15 on page 74. Then Balak again sent Princess. It was good seeing you again. More numerous and more honorable than they, and they came to Balaam and said to him, "Thus says Balak, the son of Zippor, please let nothing hinder you from coming to me, for I will certainly honor you greatly, and I will do whatever you say to me. Therefore, please come, curse this people for me." Then Balaam answered and said to the servants of Balak, though Balak were no, oh wait, my bad. Though Balak were to give me his house full of silver and gold, I could not go beyond the word of the Lord my God to do less or more. Now therefore please you also stay here tonight, that I may know what more the Lord will say to me. And God came to Balaam at night and said to him, "If the men come to call you, rise and go with them, but only the word which I speak to you, that you shall do." So Balaam rose in the mornings. I'm glad you love my videos. Saddled his donkey and went with the princess of Moab. Then God's anger was arose because he went and the angel of the Lord took his stand in the way, as in adversary, I'm pretty sure that's how you pronounce it, against him, and he was riding on his donkey, and his two servants were with him. Now the donkey saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way of his drawn sword in his hand, and the donkey turned aside out of the way and went into the field. So Balaam struck the donkey to turn her back onto the road. Then the angel of the Lord stood in a narrow path between the vineyards, with the wall on this side and a wall on that side. And when the donkey... Oh yeah, I'm on the right spot, my bad. And when the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she pushed herself against the wall and crushed Balaam's foot against the wall, so he struck her again. Then the angel of the Lord went further and stood in a narrow place where there were no way to turn either to right hand or to the left. And when the donkey saw the angel of the Lord, she lay down under Balaam. So he struck her again. Then the angel of the Lord went further and stood in a narrow place. Oh wait, my bad, I went to the wrong spot. I already read that, I'm sorry. So Balaam's anger was arose, and he struck the donkey with his staff. Then the Lord opened the mouth of the donkey, and she said to Balaam, "What have I done to you, that you struck me with these 3 times?" And Balaam said to the donkey, "Because you have abused me, I wish there were a sword in my hand, for now I will kill you." So the donkey said to Balaam, "I am not your donkey on which you have ridden ever since I became yours to this day. Was I ever disposed to do this to you?" And he said, "No." Then the Lord opened Balaam's eyes, and he saw the angel of the Lord standing in the way with his drawn sword in his hand, and he bowed his head and fell flat on his face. And the angel of the Lord said to him, "Why have you struck your donkey these 3 times? Behold, I have come out to stand against you, because your way is perverse before me. The donkey saw me and turned aside from me these 3 times. If she had not turned aside from me, I surely would have killed you by now and let her live." And Balaam said to the angel of the Lord, "I have sinned, for I did not know you stood in the way against me. Now therefore, if it displeases you, I will turn my back." Then the angel of the Lord said to Balaam, "Go with the men, but only the word that I speak to you." What? How does that happen? What? That's concerning. What? Huh? No, I don't eat my toenails. The angel of the Lord said to Balaam, "Go with the men, but only the word that I speak to you that you shall speak." So Balaam went with the princess of Balak. Now when Balak had heard that Balaam was coming, he went out to meet him at the city of Moab, which is on the border at the Arnon, the boundary of the territory. Then Balak said to Balaam, did I not earnestly send to you, calling for you? Why did you not come to me? Am I not able to honor you? And Balaam said to Balak, look, I have come to you. Now have I any power, any power at all? Say nothing. The word that God puts in my mouth that I must speak. So Balaam went with Balak, and they came to Kirjath Huzoth. Then Balak offered oxen and sheep. What? I've never done that before. I've never done that before. Offered oxen and sheep, and he sent some to Balaam and to the princess who were with him. So it was the next day that Balak took Balaam. Now that I think about it, I don't think I've ever ate ice cream or anything during a test. Brought him up to high places of Baal, that from there he might observe the extent of the people. Then Balaam said to Balak, build 7 altars for me here, and prepare for me here 7 bulls and 7 rams. And Balak did just as Balaam had spoken, and Balaam offered a bull and a ram on each altar. Then Balaam said to Balak, stand by your burnt offering. I've never heard of that before. Thank you. And I will go, perhaps the Lord will come to meet me, and whatever he shows me, I will tell you. So he went to a desolate hut and God met Balaam, and he said to him, I have prepared 7 altars, and I have offered on each altar a bull and a ram. Right now, I'm just like in my room, just chilling, doing this, and like I got my dog in here with me because I guess he likes to sit in here. There we go. Oh. Return to Balak, and thus you shall speak. So he returned to him, and there was standing by his burnt offering heap and all the princess of Moab. Oh yeah, my dog's name is Chloe. It's March the 18th. And he took up his oracle and said, Balak the king of Moab has brought me from Aram, from the mountains of the east. Come curse Jacob for me, and come denounce Israel. How shall I curse whom God has not cursed? And how shall I denounce whom the Lord has not denounced? Yeah, that's actually how you spell her name. For from the top of the rocks I see him, and from the hills I behold him. There a people dwelling alone, not reckoned itself among the nations, Who can count from the dust of Jacob, or the number 1/4 of Israel? Let me die the death of the righteous, and let my end be like his. Then Balak said to Balaam, what have you done to me? I took you to curse my enemies, and look, you have blessed them bountifully. So he answered and said, Must I not heed to must I not take heed to speak what the Lord has put in my mouth? Then Balak said to him, Please come with me to another place from which you may see them. You may see only the outer part of them, and shall not see them all. Them for me there. Curse them for me from there. So he brought him to the field of Zophim, to the top of Pisgah, and built 7 altars, and offered a bull and a ram on each altar. And he said to Balak, Send there by your burnt offering while I meet the Lord over there. Then the Lord met Balaam and put a word in his mouth and said, Go back to Balak, thus you shall speak. So he came to him, and there he was, standing by his burnt offering, and the princess of Moab were there with him. And Balak said to him, What has the Lord spoken? Then he took up his oracle and said, Rouse up, Balak, and listen to me, son of Zippor. God is not a man that he should lie, nor son of a man that he should repent. Has he said, and he will not do, or he spoken, and he will not make it good? Behold, I have received a command to bless. He has blessed, and I cannot reverse it. He has not observed iniquity in Jacob, nor has he seen wickedness in Israel. The Lord his God is with him, and the shout of a king is among them. God brings them out of Egypt. He has strength like a wild ox. For there is no sorcery against Jacob, nor any divination against Israel. It now must be said of Jacob and of Israel, oh, what God has done. Look, a people rises like a lioness, and lifts itself up like a lion. It shall not lie down until it devours the prey, and it drinks the blood of the slain, my bad. And Balak said to Balaam, neither curse them at all, nor bless them at all. So Balaam answered and said to Balak, Did I not tell you, saying, All that the Lord speaks that I must do? Then Balak said to Balaam, Please come, I will take you to another place. Perhaps it will please God that you may curse them for me from there. So Balak took Balaam to the top pier that overlooks the wasteland. Then Balaam said to Balak, Build for me here 7 altars, and prepare for me 7 bulls and 7 rams. So Balak did as for me here 7 bulls and 7 rams. Wait a second. So Balak did as Balaam had said, and offered a bull and a ram on every altar. Now Balaam saw that it pleased the Lord to bless Israel. He did not go as at other times to seek to bless Israel. He did not go as at other times to seek to use sorcery, but he did set his face toward the wilderness, and Balaam raised his eyes and saw Israel encamped according to their tribes, and the Spirit of God came upon them. And that is all page 74, 75 for today. So Next Friday, I'll be reading the Bible page 76. And for those who didn't know, I did change, like, what days I do my lives and stuff. And instead of one day, I do 2 days a week. And I read one page on Fridays and one page on Sundays. And I usually like try to get them done around like 4 or 5 o'clock at least. And I hope everyone is having an amazing day or not. And goodbye.